What's up, teacher friends? Welcome to Music with Miss Christie. I'm Miss Christie, and in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the recital timeline and checklist that I have in my shop right now. So grab yourself a yummy drink and let's get started. Here is what the Keynote version of this file looks like. There is a file that's compatible with PCs, but I have a Mac, so this is what I use. So the first page is the timeline and the task list that goes with that timeline. In the top table, you see the timeline of things to do before the recital, going all the way back to 4 to 5 months before. Personally, I do a themed recital every single time, and I will show you my last recital from my planner later on in this video. So when I choose the theme, I write it at the top right here, or if you just have a title or you want to write the date of it, that's fine. You can totally write it right up there too, whatever works for you. And then as the recital itself gets closer, that's when the tasks get a bit more specific. So I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can see that there's plenty. The lists below are the lists of things that I need to make sure that I pack and have with me the day of the recital to take to the venue. I used to keep post-it notes everywhere and I started losing them, but if I have them on this list, it stays in my planner and I am good to go. So this you can change as you want. On the back side, I made this page blank for the last recital, and I just added the emails in because I hand wrote them in. And I decided for this time around, for me, it was better to have them all already laid out on the page, and then I can just check it off or highlight it when it's in progress, do it however I need to do. And then there's still plenty of room to write any ideas or notes or anything that you have going on for that recital. So now let's take a look at those two blank pages and I'll show you how to customize them. These are not editable boxes here. You have to add your own box, but it's very easy to do that in Keynote. It's also easy to do that in PowerPoint. You can choose either table or text, totally your choice. I'm going to go table here, and we're just going to click on the very first one, and it's going to pop up a blank table. So all I'm going to do is line it up so that the top corner matches up. And then bring the bottom corner down to the bottom. Now you'll see that there's not the same number of boxes, so I'm just going to reduce it, and now it lines up. Is it perfect? Oh, hey, actually, yeah, it is. I was just off by one little bit. So now I also have to change the number of rows. We changed the columns, now we change the rows, and now it's a perfect fit right over, and then you just click on it and you can type whatever you want. You can format it and change the size of your text. Right now this looks pretty big. Yeah, it's 22. So if we bring it down to 13, then when I type, it fits in beautifully. You can do the same thing for the table below, and then for the lists, I'm just going to delete this from there. For the lists, you can add a table if you want, and then just, make it 3 by 1, or you can just choose a text box and then drop it, put one above. This is my title. And then list items, and you can put that there. You can do the same thing on this next page and just add in a text box and type in anything you want to do. So this could be used completely digitally. You do not have to print it out. You can just type it and keep it on your computer, keep it on your online storage, whatever works best for you. You could also add a table down here if you want, add whatever you want. The other option you have with this is to print it out. And for me personally, that's what I do. I print it out, I put it in my planner, and next time I'm going to go over my planner so that you can see how I use it to organize my studio. But for right now, let's head on over there and I will show you how I use this form to plan my recitals. All right, so here's my sheet from the last recital, which you can see we had on November 20th, and the theme / title was Anything Goes. This was an in-person only recital, so before I printed this out, I just deleted the virtual option. I also crossed off the additions to the timeline for the virtual recital. This is printed on 28-pound printer paper. I'll put a link to it if you're interested. It is such nice paper. It's soft. It writes. It's so easy to write on, and it's so smooth, and it's beautiful paper. So what I did was I printed it out, and then I cut the paper down to 7 by 9 1/4, and this is what fits in my planner, which, as I mentioned before, I will be going over in the next video to show you how I use it. You can see I made a bunch of changes. On the back of this page, I did write in all of those emails with their titles and the order that they go in, but I'm not going to flip it over and show you because I have information about our venue and names and contact information, and I don't want to jeopardize anybody's privacy with that. So I'm not going to show you that, but what we are going to do is set up the next recital. And I've got paper crumbs on here. So let's get planning. This next recital is going to be in person. My plan is to have it at the park again, like we did before. And the theme, I'm just looking, the theme is a luau. I use 2 pens when I am planning and filling my forms out. This one is the Pilot G2. It's a 0.7 mil and it's the thicker one. This is a Muji 0.38, I think, yeah, 0.38, and it's much finer. All of the small print in here is done with the Muji. This is the one I tend to go for most things. So this is going to be an in-person recital. I'm hoping we don't have to have a virtual option because it is going to be outside. And it's going to be at Gardner Field. So I have researched the venue because we used it last spring. Oh, right. The recital date is June 18th. Gosh. 6/18/22. Wow. I can't believe it's like... every year I say this and I feel older and older and older, but I cannot believe that it is 2022 already. All right, I'm just going to take a pencil here and cross off the virtual. I'm using pencil because I might need to erase it depending on how things go. So we can check off the theme because that is done. It's going to be at Gardner Field. I think, let me just double check. I think the last time we had a recital outside, it was at 10:30 and 1 p.m. And we had the field from 9 to 4. So I'm going to write in pencil 10:30 and maybe 12:30 because that's what we did in November, and that worked out pretty well. Now we are going to have a reception, so I'm going to leave all of that, and I have a few other things that I need to add to this because it's outdoors. I have to bring my own keyboard and the stand and the bench and cushions and a stool. All right, so poster and the easel to put it on and a Sharpie. So I was doing gifts for the students, and I'm gonna cross off awards. We would do awards and gifts, and I stopped doing that and started doing a poster instead, and I have all the performers sign the poster and then we hang it up at the academy, and the poster is the cover of the recital program. So it's kind of a legacy thing, and everybody, I love it, but everybody else likes it even more than the gifts that we would get them. A tarp and string. We are, even though we're outside and at the field, we are under the pavilion. I should write that down. Pavilion. So we're underneath that, but if it rains sideways, we're gonna get wet, and I don't want to do that. All right, the only other thing I need are signs. What else do I need? I think that's everything. Oh, I need a wind guard. Last time, the wind, it wasn't super strong, but it was strong enough that the pages kept turning on the kids in their books. So I need to find something, maybe even just like a nice good size piece of acrylic to put over their music so that it doesn't go flying on them. I felt so badly, those poor kids. Also got to consider a stand extender, because the music stand on the digital piano that we use is not as wide as the one on our baby grands in the lesson rooms. So, is that everything? I think that is everything for that side. All right, let's flip it over. Take a look at the other side. I know I need to pay the town, and I need to apply for the permit, which is the fee. All right, I think that's everything for this. So that's how I use this. I will post on my Instagram, and I'll link to my Instagram account in the description of this. I will post my updates as I get closer to the recital to show you other things that I change in this, but I hope this gives you a good idea of how to use this sheet for your recital in your studio. And if you have some other method of organization that you use, please let me know in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.